Monday, October 27th, 2025, back at the dacha. And this is going to be a quick trip. I'm only planning on staying here for about 2 hours. And yesterday, you guys probably saw in the previous video, towards the end of the day, I thought it was going to snow, but it actually started to rain. And this morning, when I woke up, I looked at the temperature and it said that all day today was going to be -2, -3, -4. And I thought, I got to do something at the dacha before everything freezes. So here I am at the dacha. I worked my morning shift. I taught a few of my classes and then I came out here. So what I want to do is, before the ground is really frozen, I want to see if I can pull out as much metal and those rebars, pins that are in the ground, the ones that were used to hold the raised beds. I want to pull those out. That way it will make it much easier for me in the springtime. I don't have to worry about pulling everything out. I can start leveling the ground. That, and there are some old blackberry bushes that they were not producing, and I want to see if I can dig them up. So those are my two objectives. See if I can pull out as many of the metal that's still in the ground and dig out some of the old berry bushes. All right, let's go to work. Oh, let's go take a look and see how cold it is here at the dacha. -1.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, -1.5. I don't know, with a little bit of a wind chill. It's not too breezy right now. What's our sky like? Well, the famous Khabarovsk sky is a little bit gray. All right, means that I got to work for these 2 hours. Just keep moving, and then I'll be out of here. All right, let's go to work. I'm here where all the metal is, the rebar that's in the ground. Let's turn the camera around. I'll show you what I'm going to be pulling out today. Here it is. So these little rebars, look at that. Just the little tips that are showing. So I want to see if I can pull them out. There's another one there. There's over there and over there. There's over there, right where those cans are. So yeah, I got to pull that out and try make this place look nicer. All right, let's go to work. Okay, one down and many more to go. So yeah, what I do is I dig around and then I bang with my feet the piece that's in the ground and bend it and just get them moving side to side, and then I pull them up. Okay, let's do those other two right over there. Okay, two more pieces taken out. There they are. Now I'll just cover it up just like that right there, and we'll move on to that right there. All right, let's keep the momentum going. This one over here took a little bit longer because it was thicker, so I had to bring my maul and had to dig around, and then I had to smash it side to side just to get it to start wiggling. And after about 5-7 minutes, I was able to get it out. All right, let's cover this back up and let's go to that one over there. Well, there it is. And another one's gone, and another one's gone. Another rebar has gone. All right, picked it up. This one didn't take too long. I just had to dig around it a little bit and then smashed it with the maul and got it wiggling, and just with some strength I just pulled it out. All right, there's two more right over there. Let's keep going. Since these two were right beside each other, I figured I'd just make one hole to expose them. Now I'll just bang them side to side, loosen them up, and hopefully I can pull them out. If not, if they're not moving, means that I'm gonna have to use the shovel and dig further down. All right, like they say, Господи благослови. Let's do this. One came out fine, but the other one, very stubborn. So gonna have to keep digging more around it and then keep banging away. All right, back to work. And there, just like that, the second one is out. I had to dig a little bit further around it and use them all and just smashed it. You know, the resonance, the vibrations just loosens it up around the dirt, and then it makes it much easier to pull out. All right, let's cover this up and keep moving. Since I'm on a roll, digging out all these rebars, I returned to this lawn over here to dig out a piece of rebar that I missed last year. I don't know how I did it, just missed it. Let's turn the camera around, I'll show you what I mean. This part of the lawn used to have a lot of rebar and a lot of raised beds, gratke, and I thought I had everything all picked up, but no, this year, it was late summer, and I found this one little one. I mean, it's really, really small, just barely sticking up. So what I did was I marked it with a taller piece of rebar. I figured I might as well dig it out right now and cover it up so that then in the spring, once everything settles, if I need any more dirt, I can just bring it in and everything will be smooth and the grass will start working or growing again. All right, let's start digging. So here's something interesting. Just as I started digging, I found this worm. So what's the significance of that worm? Well, the other day, a couple videos back, my neighbor, old man Vova, came over and I asked him, I said, what's the prognosis? What's the weather going to be like for this winter? And he said, it's going to be mild. And I said, why do you know that it's going to be mild? And he said, well, there's the worm theory. So I'm like, what are you talking about, the worm theory? And what he said was that in the late fall, right around October, you start digging in a garden, and if the worms are closer to the surface, that means that it's going to be a mild winter. If it's going to be a colder winter, they're going to dig their way down and try get away from freezing. So check this out. I just went down a little bit and there's a worm. Let's take a look at that worm again. There it is. He's even got a question mark. He's like, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so he's almost near the surface. Yeah, he's moving around a little bit. So if Jet's weather indicator is correct, and this worm is close to the surface, that would mean that we're going to have a mild winter. So, a mild winter, that's fine with me. That means I'll burn less wood in the shop and less shoveling. Then again, I don't know about the less shoveling. Mild doesn't necessarily mean less snow. Mild would actually mean maybe even more snow because there's more moisture in the air, which would mean that if it gets down closer to zero, it'll probably snow. So who knows? Maybe I'll be shoveling more snow, but it will be milder. Anyways, let's get back to digging this rebar out and let's move on then. So as I was digging here, exposing this rebar, look what I found. Surprise, surprise. Look at that right there. So another piece of rebar. I guess my wife didn't notice it when she was making this flower bed. Anyways, let's see if we can just take it out by hand right now. Oh yeah, no problem. I'll just take it over here. Okay, let's see if we can start moving this piece out. This piece of rebar, and then we can move on to other diggings. There it is, pulled it out. And now I'll just cover it up. Got to make sure that the clay goes to the bottom and the topsoil goes to the top, not to mix it up. Otherwise, if you've got the clay on top, the grass takes longer to grow when it's going to return in this little bald spot. But if the clay is on the bottom and this grass is over here, in the springtime, the grass will just quickly start up again. And like they say, zametno не bude, you won't even notice it. Since I only decided to work for about 2 hours today, I actually went over a little bit more than 2 hours, and I got to shut it down because I got to head her back. But I was really productive, And I just didn't videotape anything in the last hour, maybe hour and a half, but I'll show you what I did. Right along the side over here, there was a whole bunch of metal, and it was all along right up to there. So I pulled them out, and they're laying over here. I'll pick them up later. All this rebar, there's a lot of rebar here. So all this is pulled out now. And also this metal, I got to take it away. But I did not get to digging out these berry bushes. Oh well. So hopefully all the metal is now cleaned up. But just like earlier when I returned to the lawn, because there was that little piece that was there and I dug them out, chances are there might be a few stragglers over here. And next spring, as I'm going to be clearing all this out and making it look nice, I'll probably run into one or two that are going to be kind of sticking up, and they're going to be saying, "Hello, did you miss me?" No pun intended. Yeah, so I'd say probably there's a 90% chance that I got everything cleaned up, because I was walking around stomping on my feet, especially in the areas where the borders were for the raised beds. So I managed to take everything out. There it is. So I'll just leave this here. I'll come back probably tomorrow or sometime later this week, if it doesn't snow or if it's not raining too hard. I'll pick that up. But right now, I just want to take the rest of this rebar away, put it away, and just go home. And that's that. Okay, I'm all done. Got everything put away, got the dacha wheelbarrow put away, got everything all locked up and ready to go home. So it was a short trip, but it was like a power hour, or more like 2 and a bit hours. I got all the metal out, at least the ones that I was aware of, but didn't get to the berry bushes. Oh well, that's it. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video of me pulling out rebar out of the ground, smash the like button, leave a comment, help grow my channel. Remember, every time that I get an extra like on there, or a comment, or a share, it helps grow my channel. My channel doesn't have too many views, and it's like, whatever. Maybe in a couple years, in a couple generations, my grandchildren will be watching this, and they'll be following along like a karaoke ball, and they'll be watching how this dacha of ours has slowly been growing in size and how it's been cleaned up. So as for now, I get 50 or 100, sometimes 200 views, whatever. But it would be nice if you know, the amount of views went up to, you know, a couple thousand. Who knows, maybe 100,000 views one day. That'll be cool. Anyways, I gotta go. Like I always say when I finish my videos, paka paka.